Hey guys, what's going on? Footyholics here again for another Middlesbrough Career Mode episode, and this one is going to be episode 9. So the first thing we do this episode is we reject an offer from the Slovenian national team in order to be their manager, because we don't really want to be doing any international management right now. But anyway, our first game in the episode is going to be against Manchester United, but it's followed closely behind by Leicester City just 2 days later. And we have to be careful who we choose to be playing in each match, because obviously the players won't have enough fitness to play in both matches. So we have to choose that carefully. If you take a quick look at the table, we are sitting in 12th when Manchester United is up in 6th. So judging by that, I decided to play our strongest team against the United and hope for the best. And then when Leicester comes around, anybody that's still fit will be good and ready to play. If not, Leicester will have to be played with our second team, which, to be fair, isn't too bad either way. So at the end of the day, I decided to start this match, as I said, playing with the first team, and that meant Saido Berahino starts up top instead of Negredo. He seems to be a little bit more on form these days, and we're just hoping that he can make a difference. Now, straight off of kickoff, we retain possession, pass the ball out to Fabio, who gives it into Sane, back out to Victor Fisher, who crosses the ball into Berahino, who plays a 1-2 with Sane, and when he gets it back, he slots it straight into the net, and straight from kickoff, just two and a half minutes in, Berahino, who starts over Negredo, has scored the first goal of the match. And what a cracker it was in terms of a team goal, because we'd retained possession directly from kickoff. Manchester United haven't even had a chance to touch the ball, and we've managed to work our way right up and have an easy shot at goal and managed to score it. So that was great for us, and that puts us on track for hopefully a win. But unfortunately, there's not much to show for this half. But the last attack of the half, before half time, you see we have the ball again. It works its way through Sane to Berahino and back across to Ramirez, who has a shot, but Jack Butland was there to keep the ball out and stop us from going 2-0 up. And when the ball is cleared, that is how the half ends. So unfortunately, there wasn't much to show. As you can see, United had no shots, and we only had 2 shots, both on target, of which one of them scored. So there wasn't much to show you. But hopefully this half will be more entertaining for you all to watch. But now to start the second half off, the attacking is still being done by us. And Gaston Ramirez picks the ball up, passes it through to Aqua, who fake shots his man. But when he goes in tight to shoot, it's a good block by their defender. And eventually just trickles through to Butland, who eventually gets the ball clear. And that was the end of that attack. The next attack is actually United's first attack of the game that really meant anything. And Shaw picks the ball up, plays a 1-2 with Fosu-Mensah, runs back down the line, gives it into Martial, who passes it across to Harry Kane, who gives it back to Shaw, and Jedvaj comes across on the cover, and I thought that was a pretty great tackle. As we see the replay here, Shaw jumps over Jedvaj, and Jedvaj gets all of the ball, and it goes out for the throw-in. Look at that there. Jumps over him, doesn't touch him. He kind of falls down at the end because of a weird landing, but the ref calls a free kick, and look what happens. Pogba rises like a salmon and heads the ball straight to the back of the net. What a bunch of foolishness from this referee. What a brilliant tackle that was. And Jedvaj, I know I don't show it all the time because it's not fun to see just the tackles and the defending. Obviously you want to see the goals or the action near the goal mouth. But Jedvaj always breaks up the play, and that's a prime example of what he normally does. But the referee calls it for a foul, and unfortunately that means that they score the first goal. And their next attack now results in Martial pass the ball across to Kane, who blasts it over the net. And fortunately for us, that doesn't make it 2-1 and mean that we're now losing this match. But the next attack of the game, as United come in thick and fast for us, we kind of missed that tackle with Espinosa. The ball works his way into Martial. Eventually Valdez, I don't know what he's doing there, he palms it straight out to Fosu-Mensah, and he has an easy goal with no keeper in the bar. What a bunch of foolishness there. What's Valdez doing? What? Like, come on, man. That's just ridiculous and so damn unfortunate. So frustrating. Anyway, that led me to make 3 substitutions when I brought on Negredo for Berahino, Jonathan Lico for Adama, and Derun for Ramirez. And I hope that those substitutions will carry us and maybe get us back into this game, hopefully score a goal or maybe even two. But unfortunately that doesn't seem like it's going to be possible, because we're in the 90th minute now and the last chance of the game is coming, and it's a pretty good chance for Aqua, who gets the ball one-on-one, and when he has a shot, I thought that was in, and I was literally halfway through my fist pump when I realised that, well, it went wide, and actually it wasn't a goal, it was just not a great shot, and it was an optical illusion. So that is very unfortunate for us. After taking the lead just 2.5 minutes in, and being the better team really, with 4 shots, both on target, more possession, United have managed to steal it from us. And although Sané there got man of the match with an 8.5 rating, and he actually played fairly well as well, we end up with a loss there in our first match of the episode, and that was pretty unfortunate. Now taking a look at our 2 youth scouts, Harvey Harrison looks with a potential of 90, between 72 and 90, sorry. He looks like he'll be quite decent, and hopefully that will be our player that the board has given us the objective of bringing it up and playing 50% of the games next season. So let's hope he'll be set up and well for that one. Now just taking a quick look at our players and their prices. Gaston Ramirez being our most expensive player at 14.5 million, and I just quickly had a look at the stats of our better players, that being Yedvaj, Berahino, Deroon, you know. Just taking a look and looking towards the transfer window, which is coming up directly after this Leicester match. Which, by the way, as I was saying before, most of our players are very tired for this match, and that's because the United game was just 2 days before, and we end up having to play Carter Vickers in the centre defensive role and push Yedvaj out wide so that Ayala and Ben Gibson can play in the middle, with Negredo starting up top, Jonathan Lico on the right, Cristo Gonzalez behind him, and we're hoping that that team can somehow get us through this Leicester game and win us at least a point, but hopefully 3. Now the first attack of the game comes through Leicester, through Daniel Amarty, who cracks the ball into Soleimani, I think that's how you say his name, and Valdez has to make a great save in order to keep him out. It's pretty much a point blank save, and Valdez did a very good job there to stop them from going 1-0 up and potentially getting us out of the game already with a team that we've got, well, the team that we've got out, which really isn't really saying a lot. So Leicester has had the better chances with 3 shots all on target, and we haven't even had a shot yet this game, and we're just hoping that somehow, some way we can ride the luck in this game and manage to get a chance that can score us a goal. But anyway, Carter Vickers, who actually is having a pretty good game right now, picks the ball up, passes it across out to Cristo, who's kind of dribbling around all of his men. He gets the ball back, and he's one-on-one with the keeper, and he has a shot, and look at that, it's gone straight past Kasper Schmeichel into the back of the net. Bit fortunate there that he managed to win the ball back, but when the ball comes back to him, he makes no mistake and passes it straight into the corner of the net and gives us a shot 1-0 lead in this match, which is brilliant because he just came on and he doesn't play a lot normally for us, but maybe he's making a case now. If one of our bigger players was to leave this transfer window, he says, boss, I can do it. I can step up, I can score goals, and I can play well. So he's maybe one to watch in the future. Having said that though, after coming on as a sub against United and then playing this game from the beginning, he was a little bit tired, so we decided to bring him off for Connor Wickham and replace Jonathan Lico with Adama and hope that they can bring this game home for the win. So the first bit of action here is the keeper throws it out. Adama and Mendy tussle for the ball. It's gone back by Adama and then back by Mendy. And when Mendy goes to clear it, it hits Adama against his chest and he's in one-on-one. The referee pulls it back. Why has he done that? Watch this. Bam, against his chest. He's in one-on-one and that could have been 2-0. But look, referee. Conspiracy theorist? I think so. Anyway, Carter Vickers wins the ball back, sprints down the line, passes it in towards Wickham, who gives it to Negredo, and Negredo returns the ball to Wickham, who cuts inside, has a shot, and boom, 2-0. In your sauce, referee, because you're doing a bear jump, and we scored anyway, so I'm glad. And I was freaking out, because I was so angry at the referee for taking that possible 2-0 away, but we've managed to get it anyway, and Connor Wickham scores his first goal of the season in the Premier League to make it 2-0 to us. Now, Valdez has a bit of a goof here as he passes the ball out. Bad control by Stuart Downing. Drinkwater wins it back, passes it to Okazaki, who gets it back to Drinkwater and who has a outside of the foot shot and gets the ball into the back of the net right before the game ends, and unfortunately our clean sheet is lost, but at the end of the day we have won the match. As you see, it's a pretty even game in terms of shots, with both teams having 5, all of them on target by the way, but we had a little bit more possession than them, and I think overall we deserve to win the match. As you see there, Negredo gets man of the match with a 9.5 after having 2 assists, which is pretty good, but Berahino scored last match, so it's a bit of a tussle between them to see who's going to start and be our first team striker. Anyway, as you can see here, we're into the transfer window, and the first game in the window is against West Bromwich Albion, as we take some time to scout our players, which is why we haven't done any transfer business just yet. But I decided, because it was a cup game and it was earlier on and we have a lot to show in the transfer window, decided to simulate the match, and hopefully, because we're at home, we'll make a good impression and win the match. Now, in the 30th minute, Victor Fisher scores to make it 1-0 to us, and hopefully we can go on from here and win the match. As indeed, Negredo, who started this one, scored again to make it 2-0, and I believe that is how it ends, with us progressing past West Brom in the cup, and that was a good result for us. So we're now 2 wins in a row, which is pretty great, and we're definitely happy about that one. Now, our first bit of transfer business is we send Newfield off on loan to Mansfield Town, but here's the kicker. PSG have come in with a pretty big offer for Gaston Ramirez. He's about 3 million over his valuation, but because we're such a small club in terms of Premier League, we need to be open to this, and although he's one of our better players, if not our best player, we have to be open, because we could possibly sell him for quite a lot of money and manage to get in 2 or maybe even 3 new players that could make the difference together, or make more happen together than he could by himself. So I eventually fought with myself and decided on a counter offer of £25 million, and if we receive that, that'll be a pretty big offer for this club and about 10 million more than his valuation. So although I wouldn't want to lose him, I could live with myself with that one. So 2 players that we're looking to replace him in case he goes is Georges Kevin Nkudu from Tottenham, who just signed there from Marseille earlier this summer, and the second one being, and forgive me if I pronounce it incorrectly, Ricardo Saponara. I have no idea. I'm really sorry. Let's call him Ricardo, or Rich. Let's call him Rich. So the second one is Rich here, and he looks like he's pretty good, and he's 1 rating above Gaston Ramirez, and his salary is quite low, which was an objective for us. So that could work out well. But we're going to have to wait till next episode to find out, because this one is coming to a close now. I have a question for you all. Has anyone watched all of the episodes so far? If so, what have you thought? Let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.